What happens if you make an Android tablet extra large, put it on convenient multifunctional stands and give it elevated audio and extended battery life? I think now we have a clue. The Kefeya G2 Portable touchscreen monitor on wheels is on the spotlight, so let's inspect. Hi everybody, so good to meet you. Michael here, the Tech Mishka, and this, it can be practical, at least. Something I'm trying out for the last few weeks. So yes, I'm obviously going to share my personal experience, but also about to disclose everything good and everything negative I have discovered about this monitor, and also perform a lot of tests for you so that you can make up your mind whether such kind of mixture between a tablet, a PC monitor, maybe a TV is the right mix for you. Let's get started. Let's begin with some use cases, because this is not a common combination and might be that you recognize the device as something helpful in your daily routines or work-related tasks. Here's my personal favorite, used as a demo board. You can showcase whatever you want to a person or people around you, regardless of website or photo or email or audio track. It is so easy to access the content effortlessly. Here, the touch function is the big advantage because it pretty much gives you the experience of a tablet. Well, obviously a huge one with a 32-inch surface. Another use case, a multimedia station, or at least a TV. Using Android OS, you can run any app that your smartphone can. Also, if you use IPTV service, the device authenticates as Android device, meaning that it is not recognized as a TV, but if you need it to, then hooking a TV stick on the back via HDMI port is going to do the trick, meaning that you can count on versatility you shouldn't underestimate. That's right, the G2 is a fully functional external monitor. Using this HDMI connection, can be connected to a laptop or a desktop PC or a mini PC. I've used this particular monitor while testing the Ryotan Silver Windows Mini PC a few weeks ago, and it's been superb, with the remark that refresh rate is limited to 60 Hz. Oh, a Bluetooth audio hub, portable whiteboard, drawing table. I think it's down to our own creativity to figure out even more ways to use these so-called tablets TV. Let's talk about the design and the build quality now. Unboxing is in fact a bit of a challenge given the weight of the whole unit, so if you can team up with somebody else, do it. The pack is reliable, and inside you're gonna have to first remove the standing tube and the base, then assemble everything and then get to hook the monitor. Don't forget that the base is quite heavy. There's a quick start guide to begin the assembling and a bit more detailed description inside the user guide, as well as an excellent video that Kefeya have prepared for you to watch and get familiar with this procedure. You should pay attention to the connectors. I had to pull out the one at the bottom of the tube. Then be extra careful while plugging it in. Then you have to screw the bolts right away, otherwise you risk damaging the cable in case both detach. Once you know that it is all safe and sound, unpack the monitor, put the back cover on, then lift the monitor up, carefully put it on the metal connectors. Do not leave it hanging unless you hear that sound. That's pretty much it. Materials of the stand feel great, and the mechanism for mounting the monitor is also excellent. I'm still a little nervous about the connections. They are fine, just not as sleek as I hoped. The monitor has the ability to rotate, swivel, tilt, go up and down and so on. The stand looks safe and stable, has wheels at the bottom, meaning that besides the increased weight, you can easily move it back and forth in a room in a quiet and almost effortless manner. It is all painted in white, and I'm perfectly happy with the look and feel. If you're a fan of the geeky side of tech, then for sure you may want to find out about the specifications. The display has 32-inch diagonal, computing power thanks to the octa-core processor, good peak brightness levels, touch functionality across the whole surface, a few input ports, 6 GB of RAM, about 100 GB accessible flash storage, supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, OTG function, provides full access to Google Play and runs Android as an operating system. Let's say the technical specs are a good balance between accessible price and acceptable performance, because yes, it is snappy, the installation of apps is good, the browsing feels alright, you can watch any kind of content. The processor is a little outdated, and probably this is going to result into inability Kefeya to deliver any newer, fresher versions of Android. But even as it is with Android 13, I feel it's quite snappy. We talked about the construction, in my opinion, very solid and functional, and the ability to move it around just like that, and it's obviously stable enough. And the display itself, quite promising with these 60 Hz refresh rate and 300 nits of peak brightness. And in order to get a good idea how good or bad this is, let me show you some more tests and comparisons. Let's start with the refresh rate. Apparently here 60 is the maximum, and side by side with another LCD, that's how it looks like. The monitor on the left, of course, is a lot more expensive. Peak brightness is rather good. You have control over the levels, no auto brightness though. Among the features supported are a night mode, which is going to tone down the blue levels so that the display feels gentler to the eyes. Battery life, and given the size and the specs, is definitely good. Kefeya promised up to 8 hours working time. I was rather close to this achievement with moderate screen brightness. If you keep it at 100%, then definitely it's gonna be shorter. I think it's a fantastic idea to place all the batteries inside the base, because they namely act as additional weight, bringing in balance for the entire stand. Charging from 0 to 100% happens within about 90 minutes, and capacity is rated at 148 watt-hours. Concerning the connectivity ports and controls, if we don't count the touch options, everything is on the back. A Type-C port is present, can be used for upgrades or copying content. There are 2 full-size USB ports with OTG support, meaning that you can connect flash memory or mice or keyboards and so on. There's volume up and down buttons and power button, which is quite similar to controlling a tablet or a smartphone. There also are reliable wireless controls. Wi-Fi is dual band, not Wi-Fi 6 though. The speeds are expected for the system on a chip inside. The Bluetooth connection lets you use various peripherals, including this remote that arrives with the G2. You need to pair it and then works at any time. And you can track the status of the TV via the LED on the base. Oh, should you need louder external speaker, just enjoy! Last but not least, I'd like to cover the software experience. It is fine. No bloatware, some very smart and decent customization options are available for this Android build. I guess whoever is a fan of the Pixel experience and similar will feel very comfortable using this monitor. It is Google EDLA certified, meaning that it is safe enough, has the full Google Play packet and gives unlimited access to Play Store. Feels snappy, responsive. You can find some good settings enhancements in some of the areas. There's a catch though, a bit older security patch level, and honestly, I doubt there are gonna be any upgrades to Android 14 or 15 given the outdated generation of the system on a chip. So if you consider this as a drawback, let's make a list with all of them. I would add the somewhat jumpy volume controls. Even at its quietest levels, it is not that quiet. There is no Chromecast inbuilt because it is not Android's TV based after all. There is no inbuilt camera, and yet you can connect any webcam of your choice via the USB port, no HDR support for the display, and I feel the button placement would be more optimal if they were at the bottom of the frame. Conclusion time, and the specs addict inside thinks that, yes, there definitely could be a lot of components that could be enhanced or improved, but if we think it through and we look at the whole balance between the price, the features that it provides, the versatility, the overall performance, this is pretty great deal, especially compared to devices with similar specifications and size and features. And let's be honest, how many times in your life was it that easy to just get the monitor and move it around in the room and yet have it in such a stable way and be able to use touch function and just use any kind of app as it is with your own Android smartphone? Well, I would bet that's probably close to never. Well, I would love to hear about your opinion in regard to such kind of tablet/monitor, maybe a TV in some ways, and we can talk about this in the comment section below the video. If you want to get to know more about it or get a discount or order your own, check the video description area for more information. As usual, I'm going to remind you this is just a review, not an incentive to buy, and I would very much recommend you to think about whether you need it and are about to use it regardless of what kind of gear we are talking about and you're planning to buy. That's everything about this episode. Thank you very much for watching it. I'm the Tech Mishka. Wish you a fantastic day and invite you to subscribe and like the video. See you next time.